Hi, everybody. It's Elizabeth Willits here from Investing in Women, and I am absolutely delighted to have Karo here today. And today we're going to be talking all about how to take advantage of unplanned career changes and to design a new vision for your future. And I know that Karo has prepared some slides for us, which I'm super excited to see. So yeah, we are live now on LinkedIn and Facebook, and we're really excited to be here. So as people are logging on, if they can just let us know, can you hear us okay? Is the sound quality okay? Any problems, let us know in the comments. So hope that everybody can hear us. But today we're going to be talking with Karo, who is a career coach, and she's a business coach, and she helps both female employees and female business owners within their career and their business. And we're going to be talking about how to take advantage of unplanned changes in your career and design a new future for yourself as well. So, Karo, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's absolutely brilliant to have you. So, do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business and who you help?
Yes. Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be here today. So my name is Karo, and I am a career and business coach. I support women in facing difficult decisions and changes in their life and careers. I help them to create a narrative, so kind of make sense of their life and careers. Mm-hmm. And we work with self-awareness, limiting beliefs, intuition, business and career goals, motherhood, work-life balance, to name a few.
Yeah.
My approach is a client-centered approach, which means that I believe that my clients are experts in all areas of their life. Yeah. And the coaching conversation gives them a powerful insight to their challenges. I also introduce individual coaching to organizations, which basically means that I could be your coach, but contracted by your employer.
Okay. All right. And how did you get into that? Because it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, I've been coaching for almost 5 years right now, and I was always interested in psychology and therapy. And actually, it was my mom who introduced me to coaching because she used to work in a bank, and they used to have a lot of group coaching there. And she was like, Karo, you should check it out. It's something for you. So I started with doing some weekend trainings, and then I signed up for a course at the University of East London, where I got my certification.
Okay, and because have you were you doing? I remember from our conversation, you were doing it sort of on the side. Is that right? And then
yes. So I was full-time project coordinator in the events company in London, and then in the evenings or weekends, I was coaching in my own practice.
Yeah, and now you've had to, and then have you left that? Is that right? And now you're doing this more full-time. Is that?
I was made redundant. Yeah.
So
I kind of faced this unplanned change and transitioned into my full-time private practice.
Okay, so you've got really good experience of facing unplanned career changes. So do you want to talk us through why unplanned career changes can be a good thing and how they can actually benefit us?
Yeah, sure. So I think the most important thing is the fact that it opens opportunities that we wouldn't see or wouldn't dare to take if we were still in our comfort zones. Mm-hmm. It's a chance to discover our potential. It challenges us, and it's also a huge opportunity to learn about who we are and who we want to become.
Yeah,
and I also believe that every change is good. Maybe not every change is easy, but it could be good depending on our mindsets.
Yeah, I know. Because I mean, I was made redundant as well, and I know that if I hadn't been made redundant, there's no way I would be doing this. I would still be staying in my old role, and it has absolutely pushed me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, but I believe that if the things are not okay at the moment, they are probably still in the process of working themselves out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Good. All right. So I know we've got a few people watching, so I hope everybody can hear us okay. just if anybody's got any questions for Karo as we're going through, please pop them in the comments. If you're watching on Facebook, I think you might need to give permission to StreamYard to show your name.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
of course. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will try to answer them during the live or even after in the comments.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so I know that you've prepared a presentation for us, so I will add that now to the stream.
Yes. Or maybe if we could hold on with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to talk first a little bit about my story.
Yeah, go on.
So I will share the screen a bit later. I will let you know.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay? No worries. Okay, so my main goal for this video is to show you the positives of a job loss and to inspire you to listen to your gut and take advantage of new opportunities.
Yeah.
So I really hope that after this live, you will just feel better about your situation. And my second goal is to share my story with you, my experience, and some facts and coaching tools and tips that will hopefully help you with starting a new career.
Okay.
So I want you to know that there is more of us struggling with change or dealing with a job loss. So I hope this presentation will help you. And I will share some slides in a bit. You can also look forward to a couple of exercises.
Good.
And just so you know, this is not step-by-step guide. It's more of an approach.
Yeah. Okay. We've had a question as well.
Okay.
What was your biggest challenge when deciding to set up your own practice? That's a good question.
My biggest challenge, probably my imposter syndrome, which I will be talking about it a little bit later. But believing in myself, trusting that I can do it, and I'm good enough, and I'm professional enough, and my English is good enough to be speaking, advertising myself to English natives. So I think that was my biggest challenge.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you know, I feel like that's obviously now I'm self-employed. I think the imposter syndrome is huge and it's a big thing. And I think we all feel it. And do you know, all the time. And it's a constant sort of trying to get over that and push through. And
definitely
it's a big one.
This morning, even I was sitting in my garden with a cup of coffee and just telling my imposter syndrome to go and have a nap. And
I've heard a lot. I mean, I've heard even A-list celebrities have imposter syndrome. So
of course.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So just to tell you a little bit about my story, I always wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be this, working and multitasking mom who wants to keep her career, but also commit to her motherhood. So as you already know, before I got pregnant, I was a full-time project coordinator and I was self-employed coach. However, after I got pregnant, I decided to go part-time, despite the fact that it would give me probably fewer opportunities and less money. But fortunately, the hormones and the maternal instinct kicked in, so it was kind of easier to make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I was unconsciously entering a situation where I couldn't afford to work anymore, and that's interesting. That I was becoming one of the 24% of women.
Yeah,
and this data is pre-pandemic, so you know. But it just shows you really the picture.
Yeah.
Right now, the numbers are probably much bigger.
Yeah.
But I was becoming one of the 24% of women that couldn't afford to work part-time due to many reasons, but mainly because of the childcare costs.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was difficult realization.
Yeah.
However, this particular problem for me didn't last too long because, the first 12 months of my maternity leave were amazing. Mm-hmm. My baby was relaxed. I was still coaching my private clients with him on my chest in a carrier.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't ready to send him to the nursery yet. So I was kind of enjoying this time. However, in the last months of my maternity leave, I was made redundant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that the impact of redundancy depends a lot on how your employer manages it. So
Yeah.
my employer managed it very well. So they let me know how precious employee I was, how it really pains them to let me go. It was
Yeah.
all because, obviously, because of the pandemic. They also let me know that they would like to have me back when the things go back to normal. They gave me, obviously, a good redundancy package as well. So
Yeah.
that's why I was dealing with it very well at the beginning. It was June exactly last year, and it was summer holidays. I was just going to see my family. It was just in between lockdowns, and I was partly relieved as well because, as I said before, I wasn't ready to send my baby to the nursery.
Yeah.
So I was in this peace and zen zone, really. But on the 15th of September, it hit me hard. And that was the date that I was supposed to be back at work from my maternity leave.
Okay. Yeah.
And I suddenly lost my vision. I suddenly had no influence on my vision, on my plan. It was all taken from me. And the nearest future was a huge unknown.
Okay. Yeah.
My baby became a toddler, started to be much more demanding. He didn't have that many naps anymore. I couldn't coach my clients anymore. My partner James was back at work from his furlough.
Yeah.
I was at home, depressed and frustrated, and I also thought that my relationship was falling apart. Until I realized that our problems also started on the 15th of September. So this unplanned vision really, this unplanned change really broke my vision.
Yeah.
And the grief lasted for a good few months of the last year. And the situation, as you can imagine, influenced my mental health, my self-worth, my motherhood, my career, obviously, and it almost broke my relationship.
Okay.
So that was quite difficult. But it's important to know that grieving is very important. So it's crucial to let yourself go through all those negative feelings when you lose your job. It's almost like we go through those stages of grief, almost like when we lose someone that we love. So if you feel depressed right now, you should know that this is okay, that you should allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling at the moment. And I will share a little bit more about the grieving a bit later. But just to go back to my story, to let you know what helped me get out of this state was self-awareness. So realizing what is going on with me, what are my thoughts, what are my reasons of those thoughts.
Yeah.
Another thing was finding my narrative of the situation. So asking myself a question: why me? What is the reason that it happened to me? What is the lesson for me? But not in a resentment kind of way, but with the curiosity. What can I learn out of the situation? What can I change? Who am
And
I?
often redundancy isn't actually always personal, is it? It's your role that's been made redundant rather than you.
Yes, exactly. You are not your job role.
Yeah.
So exactly. So it is not personal, and just ask yourself those questions. Who are you in this situation? What can you do with it?
Yeah.
So another thing I did was to take the focus of my loss, as you said that, and move it towards the opportunities.
Yeah.
So I've decided to change my attitude, which obviously wasn't easy, but I realized suddenly that because of the redundancy, I already started doing something that I was visualizing and really, really wanting for a long time. Yeah. So it's me coaching from home, in my own working space, having nice walks to the nursery in the morning. So this, my previous vision, my dream kind of came to life, but in a very rapid and scary way. And it took me a few months to put everything together, And I checked with my partner as well if he was okay with me focusing on my business right now, not looking for any other job that probably wouldn't pay for a nursery anyway. So I checked with him if he was okay with, keeping us alive for a little bit longer with his pay. And I just let go all of those thoughts and feelings that weren't supporting me in moving on. Or actually, I keep letting them go because it is a process. It's not a one-off thing. So you can get this energy and power one day, and the next day you can feel low again, and not motivated. So this is a process. So as I said, the transition wasn't very smooth, but I wished for it for so long that it just happened. And I don't know if it was a universe or God or whatever you believe in, but it's good to look at it as the way, as the thing they just, come to you in unexpected ways.
Yeah.
And you can you should just trust and believe that everything will work out.
Yeah.
So, if I wasn't made redundant, I wouldn't risk my steady income to go.
It does push you out of your comfort zone, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't risk my income after just having a baby, and I wouldn't be here with you right now. I would be working for my employer. So that's interesting. And I think there is also, I'm sure that many of you know that there is some financial help available in the UK. So perhaps you can consider searching for a, dream job for a little bit longer. Yeah. So that's more or less my story.
We've had a question as well. You might be able to answer this from Zishan on LinkedIn. Wants to know what is imposter syndrome. So okay. I don't know if you want to.
Well, I can tell in few words, but I think there is you've got planned another live. I think.
Yeah, there's another one on Thursday, which is how to overcome imposter syndrome.
It's going to be a whole presentation about it, isn't
just on imposter syndrome. But it'd be good to get your professional take
on what imposter my experience is. It's this little voice in your head that is telling you that you are not good enough or you are not professional enough.
And
you're
not qualified enough.
Not qualified enough. So whenever you think like, oh, I should open my own business or I should give this presentation, then there's this voice telling you, no, Karo, your English is not good enough. Or no, Karo, people will think that if you use your notes, then you are not prepared. You know.
Or my voice is like, what do you know about that?
Yeah, what do you know about that?
What do you know about that? That is is the little voice, and it's then
undermining you all the time. And and obviously it's wrong. This voice is wrong. You shouldn't listen to it.
I think we all have that.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is to bring your attention to the fact that the career loss is an opportunity. And I will try to share my screen with you now.
Can you put it in or should I?
Let's try this.
There we go.
Oh, okay. So it's a fact that the post-job loss career growth is an actual thing.
Yeah.
I'll read you a quote from the research. The research shows that most people who are forced out of career manage to create meaningful futures and even feel more fulfilled than they did before. This happens as they come to terms with the situation and start to see new opportunities. Okay. Often, they discover parts of themselves they barely knew existed and start wondering who they might become and the work they might do. Another study shows that mothers are just built flexible. It's also the study pre-pandemic, but it again shows you the picture, and right now I'm sure that the numbers will be much bigger. But it basically says that 60% of mothers can easily adapt to the new conditions. So if you become a mom and you want to, keep your career going, there is a huge chance that you will be able to manage it. You will be able to do it. 20%, according to this research, commit to work. Other 20% commit to staying at home and commit to their family. But 60% can easily adapt to the new conditions. And this research helped me a lot even before I got pregnant, because it kind of calmed me down and showed me that, I can do it both.
So those 60%, you mean they're the ones, are they working part-time? Are they?
Yes, they are working part-time. Basically, it means that whatever they want to do outside their motherhood, they've got, skills and resources to manage it. To bring it together.
Yep.
Another study also says that many women actually, when they face this change, or when they became mothers, or when they were forced out of work, they changed their focus. They found new interests and new careers. They focused on passions, or decided to make a difference, like yourself, Liz.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
And that's also, good to know if you are looking to change job, or you just lost your job right now. That there is an option that you can just search for something that will fulfill you. So what's good to know once you lost your job?
Yeah.
So it is important to know that you can, but you don't have to follow the same path that you followed prior to your lost job. You can change the line, the position, the sector, the industry, and become someone totally different. Kurt Vonnegut said, you see that on your screens, that a step backward after making a wrong turn is a step in the right direction. And there is something that is called the concept of boundaryless career. And this helped me a lot in my personal life as well. It says that instead of climbing the ladder in a traditional way, you can now be moving forward, backwards, sideways, jump from one job to another. And and then the job is more of the source of your experience and inspiration. It is opportunity to learn about yourself, to master your strengths and skills. So it's a really, really good way of looking at things. I used to look at my career history as without consistency. You're welcome to check my LinkedIn work history. I was jumping into different industries. I was in banking, marketing, in social media, events, photography, in coaching. And I was worrying that I wasn't able to commit.
Yeah.
But in fact, what I was doing, I was implementing my master skills to any job I was doing. And that's what we said at the beginning, that only now I'm managing projects, I'm photographing, I'm writing, I'm parenting, and I'm coaching, but I am not my job title. I am my skills and my passions.
Yeah. So these master skills, what are the master skills? How would you identify those?
Well, everyone has their own.
Yeah.
But, like mine could be, I'm very good at organization. And so I'm good at managing projects. I'm very good in listening to people. So that's very good when, in my coaching practice. So I'm very good at writing. So maybe I didn't write any book as of yet, but I can implement that into my business.
And you can do these skills are transferable to all sorts of jobs.
Yes. So in a coaching process, we could try and find out what your master skills are. So not what your dream position is, but what are your skills and how you can use them in your work.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, according to the positive psychology, by using strengths and skills, you are happier and more fulfilled at work, and that's a fact as well. Another career theory. It's called kaleidoscope career, and this theory describes that women can adapt to the new situations and are very likely to create fulfilling life balance. And again, it's just again to show you that it's good to be aware of it. That's, hopefully it can encourage you to look into your all options and worry a little bit less about how you're going to manage, because it's in our blood. We can manage, we can adapt to things.
Yeah.
So just give yourself time to explore. I will try now to summarize and maybe give you a few tips on looking for a new career. So going back to the grief, and it is very important to let yourself grieve. And knowing all the stages of grief could also help you. I'll read you now from the book that I've got here. This is the Career Coaching Handbook written by Julia Yates. Very, very useful. And if you are interested in career theories, that's something to look into as well. So the first stage is denial. So I can't believe that I'm losing my job. The second stage is anger. So I'm angry that I'm losing my job, that I'm angry that they laid me off. Then it's bargaining, thinking that, maybe I should try to make a deal with my employer. Maybe I can do a little bit more for less, how to keep my job. What can I do to keep my job? Then there is depression. So you're very sad about leaving the company. You're sad about leaving your friends, your colleagues. You're losing your second family, really. But then you go to the phase of the exploration. So thinking that maybe there is a positive opportunity out of it, maybe I should just try and keep my mind open about it. And then the last stage is acceptance. So you're accepting the situation, and you think that you can manage, and you're open to whatever life brings you. So as I said before, it's very important to let yourself go through all those negative feelings. Don't push them down. Another step would be making sense of your situation. So that's what I mentioned when I was telling you about my story. So try to give it your positive narrative. Abandon the resentment and other negative feelings and try to focus on the opportunities. Ask yourself, what was the lesson? What was the reason? What can you do with it? And remember that, those opportunities are not always obvious or rational to our brains. So if you open your mind to things that come in a weird and unexpected ways, this could definitely help you. Just take care of your mindset. Think about your self-concept as well. So how do you see yourself? What are your career and life stories? In your last meeting with Lizzie, I think she was talking about career stories. So that was very interesting life as well. Ask yourself, what's your identity? Get out of your body and try looking at yourself from the distance and think what role would help you to fulfill the person that you feel you are, or the person that you want to become. What mindset do you want to apply that will help you? Another thing is following your intuition. The intuition uses the reason, but the process is very automatic and it happens very quickly. It's unconscious, and it's very useful to learn how to listen to your instincts and your intuition when making any decisions in your life or in your careers. And that brings us to becoming more self-aware. So asking yourself, what are your needs? What are your feelings and emotions when you think about the particular job? Have you been happy in your previous employment? What would you like to change? What are the feelings in your body? Can you feel any sensations? What I will do later, I will share with you a link to a self-awareness log that I have created, and it's based on CBT therapy. It basically helps you to log your feelings and reactions and thoughts to the particular situations, and to some triggers. And it's very useful to learn to become self-aware, and it's very useful if you want to learn how to listen to your intuition as well and to your body. What I want to tell you from my personal experience is that if you weren't happy in your previous employment, don't follow the same path only because it is safe and familiar. Ask yourself what you're afraid of. Another thing, another tip would be to try to identify your limiting beliefs and negative thoughts. And that's the imposter syndrome as well. So those thoughts and those beliefs, they stop you from taking brave steps. So, for example, I am too old to start all over again, or employers choose natives over immigrants, or my profile photo on LinkedIn needs to be taken by a professional photographer, otherwise I am not professional. And I already shared that with you, that in my case, my thoughts when I was preparing for this live today was, convincing myself that my English is not good enough and I won't be seen as a professional. So yes, so if you have things like that, definitely Google imposter syndrome, because this might be something that is stopping you.
Yep.
But thanks to being aware of your beliefs, you can act despite them. So I am here today because I was aware that is my imposter syndrome, and it is stopping me. It's not the fact.
And it's not the truth.
True. Yes. In my LinkedIn as well, you can find an article when I have shared an exercise on how to become more aware of limiting beliefs. So you feel free to use that as well. We can now go into exercises.
Yeah.
I am not sure how many people is with us right now live.
We've got a few on Facebook. I can't see the numbers on LinkedIn.
Okay, so please feel free to do the exercises right now. If you're happy to share the answers with us, please do so.
Yeah, you can share in comments.
And yes, share in comments. Yes, please. And you can also obviously do it later on in your own time. But please prepare pen and notebook. It's very important that you write your answers down. It is just much more powerful.
Yeah.
And the first exercise is the exercise to help you to listen to your intuition. Yeah. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a random sentence or a paragraph from a book. And it doesn't really matter what book it is. And I can share with you later the book that I'm using right now. But right now, I would like you to focus on the sentence that I will read. Okay. They started planning different ways to escape from their respective situations. Joe suggested that they turn into hermits and live impoverished lives in a remote cave, eating only rough bread and water. Tom, on the other hand, had a much more exciting idea. He said that they should become pirates. Tom also knew of a perfect place for them to hide as pirates. It was a small deserted island on the Mississippi River that no one lived in. It was called Jackson's Island. Tom and Joe then searched for Huck and asked him to join them. To him, all careers were the same, and he happily agreed to become a pirate. When all three boys were ready for their wild adventure, they made plans to meet at an isolated spot on the riverbank, about 2 miles above the village. Each boy was supposed to bring fishing hooks, lines, sinkers, and as much food and other necessities as he could manage to steal. Having reached a decision, the boys parted ways. And I would like you to think about your current situation, your problem, any nagging questions or decisions, and ask yourself what this paragraph is telling you. Don't let your rational thinking interrupt. Don't judge yourself. You can draw if you prefer. Write down your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts in connection to your problem. What does this sentence, this paragraph mean to you in the current situation? Is there any hidden message for you? So if you would like to share your thoughts with us, you are welcome. I don't know how long we should wait, Liz. Maybe you can advise.
Well, we have had a nice comment from Andrea, who said, based upon everything, that you're right, confidence can be a barrier. On the other hand, if you are brave enough to start a new career, then you can create a meaningful job and show your talents.
Yes, definitely.
That's quite nice. Yeah.
So with this exercise, you can do it yourself. You can just take any book, really, from your bookshelf and open on the random page.
Yeah.
And just read a sentence or read a paragraph and just ask yourself what this paragraph tells you. What's the hidden message for you? And that's the exercise for your intuition. It's, every paragraph, every sentence can give you a little bit of insight to your life, to your problem, to your challenges.
And it often can change your way of thinking, just reading a book, can't
yes,
it?
Yes,
and challenge what you think you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. So, does anyone have any other questions for Karo? Give it a couple of. Where can people find you, connect with you, follow you?
They can find me on my LinkedIn, and I can share that the link with you a little bit later.
Yeah.
My website as well, karotomaszewska.com. Before we go to the last exercise that I've got for you, I would like to invite you for a free deep coaching conversation. And it's for you if you want to experience the power of coaching inside.
Yeah.
And it's also a good opportunity to get to know me a bit better. And if you are interested in having a coaching process, entering a coaching process to tailor the best way for you.
Okay, brilliant. Oh, well, I'll put that in the comments as well, so people can get in touch with you.
Cool. And I also give you a 20% discount on all packages for the people that listen to this live.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So if you are interested in that, just let me know. There's a deadline, end of July. Just contact me during this month to book your first session, and you'll get a 20% discount.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
So the last exercise is about designing your brand new vision of your life. And you might already know this exercise, and it's called Miracle Question. But it doesn't matter how many times you've done it. It is always powerful, and I love doing it personally. So again, I will ask you a question, and I would like you to write it down right now or later. It's up to you. But ask yourself a question. If I woke up tomorrow and all of my problems were gone and all of my dreams and desires came true, how would it feel like? And I want you to write everything in a very big detail. So what would you do? Where would you wake up? What would you have for breakfast? What would you smell in the air? Who would be there with you? Where would you go? Who would you call to share the amazing news? What would you do as your job? Try to describe your ideal vision. The more you write, the better. And let us know right now or later when you do it, what are your thoughts? And try to after this exercise, try to scan your emotions and scan your thoughts and scan your body. Ask yourself, how do you feel right now? Can you feel any sensations? Ask yourself, what's your motivation level? This exercise, it's really, really powerful, and it lets yourself, go deep and realize your true dreams and desires. So don't stop yourself. Don't let your imposter syndrome kick in. Don't let your rational thinking stop you, telling you, oh, this is impossible, I will never do it, I will never get it, I will never accomplish it. It's just imagine that all obstacles are gone, and write down the vision of your perfect vision of your life and career.
And then is it just about taking the baby steps then?
Oh yes,
to
definitely.
achieve that?
Yeah, then it's a little bit of action coaching, really. So just making a plan, writing down the steps you need to take, setting a goal, and step by step achieving your dream.
Okay.
And yeah, tell us how you feel after this exercise. I'm very interested. What are your thoughts and feelings?
I feel quite grateful, actually, because I feel like actually my life, I think a lot of it is like external things as well, isn't it? Like I feel quite lucky that I feel healthy. I think that's the big thing, isn't it? Whether you feel healthy, with your sleeping okay, and that's all has such an impact then on how you view everyday life.
Yeah, exactly. And even your dream breakfast, if you
I didn't have my dream breakfast.
if you think about it, like, oh, I love oranges, and this would be my perfect morning, then you know what you should do tomorrow. Go to the shop and get yourself oranges.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all what I've got for you today.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much too. This is last page where you can see some links, but I think you will post probably the links
I'll
later.
Post them all, so people can get in touch with you. But yeah, it was really useful. So thank you ever so much. Really enjoyed it. So keep that up. I'll put your links in the post or in the comments so people can get in touch with you. I'm sure really generous. Thank you so much for offering a discount.
Thank you. That's no problem at all. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. And if anyone's got any questions, I'm sure they can get in touch with
you.
Yeah,
of course, you can get in touch. You can direct message me on Facebook or on LinkedIn. You can email me. Feel free. And I've got some free spaces for tomorrow as well. If you'd like to book this free coaching conversation, you can go to my calendar and book it straight away for tomorrow.
Brilliant. All right. Well, I've had a few people just saying thank you, and it was a really good session.
Thank you so much. I cannot see your comments. Sorry.
No, I know. Do you know what? People can't seem to see the comments, but people are saying thank you. It was good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's all right. See you soon. Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.